listen to me, because what I am about to tell you is the difference between keeping your inheritance and handing a massive chunk of it over to Uncle Sam on a silver platter. You have just inherited an IRA. Maybe it was from a parent, a sibling, or a dear friend. You are grieving, you are overwhelmed, and then you see this account balance and you think, okay, this is my safety net. But I want you to stop right there. Because if you do not understand the tax rules, the new rules, the 2026 rules, you are going to make a mistake that you cannot undo. And in the world of money, mistakes are expensive. The biggest problem we face right now is confusion. For years, we had what was called the stretch IRA. You could inherit an account and take tiny little distributions over your entire life. Those days are gone. They are dead and buried. If you inherited an IRA after December 31st, 2019, you are likely dealing with the 10-year rule. This rule says that for most of you, what the IRS calls designated beneficiaries, you must empty that entire account by December 31st of the 10th year following the year of the owner's death. Now, here is the fear, Susie, does that mean I have to pay taxes on all of it? If it is a traditional IRA, the answer is a resounding yes. Every single penny you take out is taxed as ordinary income at your current tax rate. And here is where people get hurt. They wait until year 10, they realize they have to empty the whole thing, they take a massive lump sum, and boom. It pushes them into the highest tax bracket possible. You just went from being a responsible saver to giving the government 30% or 40% of your legacy. Does that sound like being a master of your own destiny? It does not. But wait, it gets even more complicated, and this is the question I get asked every single day: do I have to take money out every year, or can I just wait until the end of the 10 years? Listen closely. This is the part that catches everyone off guard. If the person you inherited the IRA from had already started taking their required minimum distributions, meaning they were 73 or older when they passed, you cannot just sit on that money for 10 years. The IRS says that because they started, you must continue. You have to take an annual RMD in years 1 through 9, and then empty it in year 10. If you don't, the penalty used to be 50%. Now it is 25%, and it can be reduced to 10% if you fix it quickly, but why are you giving the IRS any of your money in penalties? That is money that should be in your pocket, protecting your future. Now, let's talk about the light at the end of the tunnel, the Roth IRA. If you inherit a Roth IRA, you still have that 10-year clock ticking. You still have to empty it. But as long as the account was open for at least 5 years before the owner died, the distributions are tax-free. You still have to follow the rules, but you don't have the tax bite. This is why we love Roths. So, what is your actionable takeaway? What are you going to do tomorrow morning? First, you must identify what kind of beneficiary you are. Are you a spouse? If you are a spouse, you have the Fresh Start option. You can roll that money into your own IRA and treat it as if it were yours from the beginning. You can wait until you are 73 or 75 to take distributions. You have the most power. But if you are a child, a grandchild, or a friend, you need a 10-year plan. Do not just let the money sit there. Look at your current income. If you are still working and in a high tax bracket, but you plan to retire in 3 years, maybe you wait until you retire to start taking larger chunks of that inherited IRA when your tax bracket is lower. You have to be strategic. You have to look at the tax brackets for 2026 and beyond. If you inherited this account in 2020, 2021, or 2022, and you haven't taken a dime out because you were confused by the IRS notices and waivers, the free pass is over. 2026 is the year of accountability. You need to sit down with a tax professional, not your neighbor, not a friend, a professional, and calculate exactly what you need to take out to satisfy the IRS while keeping your tax bill as low as possible. Remember, money is a physical representation of who you are. Your loved one worked hard to leave this to you. They didn't work all those years just so you could hand it back to the government because you were too afraid to read the rules. Be strong. Be smart. Be secure. You can do this. but you must take action now.